All right, everybody, welcome to Talking The Last of Us, episode 9, the finale. They did it. They really did it. They pulled it off. Before I get into that, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. Woo! Man, I was worried. 43 minutes. I didn't think they'd be able to cram everything they needed to get into this episode in there. But for the most part, they really did. They even got a new story in there with the birth of Ellie, starring Ashley Johnson, who is Ellie from the video game. Basically, going over the fact that Ellie's mom was bit during birth, and that's basically how Ellie's immunity started. Then we cue to Marlene comes in. Ellie's mom Anna gives Ellie to Marlene, and then asks Marlene to kill her. And then we flash to the present day where Joel and Ellie are approaching the hospital in Utah, and I feel like Bella and Pedro did a great job of portraying the change of emotions from Joel and Ellie here. Ellie's a little trepidatious, or she's a little upset maybe about going to the hospital, maybe the finale. I don't know if she's worried that the journey is like over. And Joel, he does a great job of comforting her and trying to take her mind off it. And then we get the iconic scene. They did a great job with some of these iconic scenes from the game in here, of where Joel's got to boost Ellie up. She's kind of out of it, and he's like, "Hey, you okay?" She's, "Yeah, I'm fine." And so he boosts her up. She throws the ladder down and takes off running. You got to see this. You got to see this. And he's like, "Damn it, Ellie!" So he gets up there, and then we get the iconic giraffe scene from the game, which was, incredible. I think they did a great job portraying that. And one of the things I was worried that they wouldn't have it in here, but they did, was where they get to like the Fedra base and they start talking about Sarah. Joel tells Ellie how he basically tried to kill himself but wasn't successful. And they got a lot of great emotional moments between the two, of basically, now they've their father-daughter relationship. And basically, Joel tells Ellie that she kind of like saved him, basically. And cue to them being knocked out by, I thought it was funny that um, the Fireflies used like a concussive grenade to take out this like old man and this young girl. That's a lot to take out for just two people. This big explosion when they could have probably just came behind him and just held him up at gunpoint. But that was funny. And then we get to where Joel wakes up in the hospital and sees Marlene, and she breaks the news that she's got to, kill Ellie in order to create a cure. And Joel's not having any of it, and basically goes on a rampage throughout the hospital, just mowing people down. It was like a very quiet, boom, 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 boom. And the way they did that was really interesting. It kind of makes, well, when I was watching it, I'm kind of thinking like, oh yeah, this is it's kind of silly that you're playing the game and you're just a one man army going through this hospital. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of silly. But he obviously rescues Ellie, gets there, gets into the surgery room, kills the doctor, and takes Ellie out. And then they see Marlene basically in the basement. She says, you can't do this, and he kills her. And basically, I think that they did such a great job just portraying the different emotions. When Ellie wakes up in the car, and you can see on Joel's face like I don't know if it's not really remorse, but he knows he's lying, and maybe it's guilt. He knows he's lying, and she wakes up and she starts questioning him, and he's got to feed her, this lie that there was many other immune people and they've given up looking for a cure. And she does a great job on her face of like portraying this is bullshit emotion, basically. Then she rolls back over, and when the car breaks down, you see a whole different side of Joel. He's got this kind of he's kind of lying. He's lying to her, but he's trying to change the subject or talk about things to maybe take her mind off of questioning him, and to try and get her to let go of that, even though they don't really say anything until the end when she questions him, makes him swear that that's what's really happened. And he says, yeah, that's what happened. But man, the acting, I wasn't sold on Bella portraying Ellie, but she did an amazing job this whole season. Same with Pedro, he was great. We had some cameos. Like I said, we had Ashley Johnson, who plays Ellie's mom in the game. One of the nurses in the surgery room who holds her hands up is Laura Bailey, and she plays Abby, who fans of the game know who Abby is. If you don't, if you haven't played the game, you're going to find out in season 2 who Abby is. We see during Joel's rampage, there's a girl, looks like a black silhouette shadow of a girl running, possibly with braided hair, who everybody thinks that maybe is Abby. It's a little Easter egg. We also had last episode, obviously, we had Troy Baker, who plays Joel in the game. They did some really cool Easter eggs, some cool cameos in this. Another banger episode. I think they did a great job wrapping this story up, and it's funny how it leaves a whole bunch of people who haven't played the game, questioning Joel's decision to lie to Ellie, kill everybody, and take her. Obviously, it's selfish, but as a father myself, I'm like, I don't know if I could go through with that either. So it's funny to see everybody was questioning Joel's decision to do this 10 years ago. And now 10 years later, we've got a whole bunch of new people who didn't play the game, questioning, obviously Joel did the right thing, but I don't think we could have asked for a better adaptation of this franchise than what they delivered this season. And I'm really looking forward to season 2 coming up here, maybe next year or the year after. We'll see. But that's it for today's video. Another banger episode coming up later this week. I'm going to recap the whole season 1 and talk about what I think they could or should do for season 2. But that's it. Thanks again. Do me a favor, once again, hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you are new here. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks.